Good morning, everybody. TGIF, Trade Geeks, it's Friday. Today is November 15th, 2024. And today's hot topic is, what is in store for us in 2025? What can we expect? We've had a lot of changes this year. We just finished an election year, both in the US and Mexico. We've seen some waves. We've seen a red wave in the US, and then we've seen a super Morena majority in Mexico. We may see some policy shifts, right? So as we see these policy shifts, our goal here is to kind of provide some strategic planning for our customers. The big things on the horizon that we're looking at are basically the USMCA, right? The USMCA has been, I think, great for all three countries. We heard the Canadian Deputy Finance Minister. She was interviewed on Friday last week, the same day we recorded our last video, and she basically reinforced that USMCA is good for Canada and Canadians, and that it was negotiated with Trump and his secretary, right, and his trade representative. Leitner. So I think that everybody's got a little bit panicked after the results of this election. We've gotten a lot of feedback in through Lula. Lula's gotten us some feedback. Everybody's a little bit concerned, but I think a lot of it is just political rhetoric. So let's just focus on what's on the horizon. And on the horizon, what we're looking at is the China 301. How U.S. and Mexico and Canada are going to deal with the Chinese issues. Also, Section 321 into the U.S. Companies like Temu and other Chinese companies are using it to import duty-free. In 2023 was $54 billion, and it's projected in 2024 to be $79 billion. So, these are huge numbers. And they're competing directly with Amazon, basically delivering to your door. So the de minimis is under review. They're trying to push through right now some proposed regulations. I think these proposed regulations, the main goal is basically to limit Chinese companies from using the de minimis program. So I think that we'll see that as a vulnerability. If you're using the 321 for Chinese companies, you might need to really look at that. And, we're telling our customers to try to shift from China to India, or from China to other countries like Vietnam, Malaysia, other countries like that. The other thing is the tariffs. We don't know how Trump is going to react with the tariffs. He said that he was going to increase the tariffs from China to 60%, push them up. And then also he wanted to implement a 10% tariff on everything across the board. So, I've listened to a really cool economist. He gave me his take on what he thought about the tariffs, and he said that basically, in perspective, it's like putting a national sales tax, right? And putting a tax on something, yes, it could drive inflation. It's not good for the consumers that are already pinched. But if they can offset it by reducing the income tax or eliminating the income tax, well, then that's something that they could talk about. I think a national sales tax would make everybody pay, right? More people would pay, and it might be more equitable. So here at TradeFlex, what we try to promote is a made in North America strategy. We help companies achieve a soft landing in Mexico. Mexico is dealing with a number of reforms to the labor law, and then also to the customs law. They're forming up, and I think what I'm seeing the U.S., Canada, and Mexico coming together, right, to form a bloc. I think that they're seeing that China does pose a threat. They're able to make things much cheaper, much less expensive. So it makes much harder to compete here, and it does affect jobs and also income taxes, right? So I think they're working together. I want to reinstate that from our last videos. So here we help we help companies navigate all these reforms, all this stuff that's going on, to be preventative and to come up with some strategies. So, we're going to be going into the new year here pretty soon. So if any companies need to reach out to us, just feel free to reach out to us. You can always find us at www.trade-flex.com. Lula's there. She's there to receive your comments and suggestions. So let us know, and everybody have a nice weekend. Thank you.